Yo, 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 what's going on, good people? It's your homie L.O.V.E man coming back at you with another hot banger boogie. I hope all of you guys are doing very, very well today. I wanted to talk a little bit more about, I made a video on yesterday on the Instagram and Facebook platform there, Leaf of Essentials INC for those that don't know. And it was a little choppy, so I kind of wanted to make a YouTube video for not only my YouTube audience, but for me to kind of reiterate what we were talking about there with the 3-day juice cleansing, okay? I gave you guys 3 particular juices, and I wanted to kind of go over a little bit more of those particular juices and how you should do the 3-day juice cleanse, all right? So if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that logo right at the bottom of your screen right there, and go tell somebody that your homie L.O.V.E man is on, all right? Now, when we're talking about the 3-day juice cleanse, all right, and we're worried about the caloric value of doing this, I can let you know that it's going to give you the calories that you need, all right? I think the carrot juice is about 90 calories per serving. So that means about 8 ounces. You do a 32 ounce, you're doing 128 ounces in a day. All right, so that should give you around 14 or so calories, 1,400 or so calories for that. I think the apple juice is 120 calories per serving, and you're doing about 128 ounces of that as well on the second day. So you're looking at, 1,900 calories or so there. So it's enough calories, plenty of calories. The Welch's grape juice will give you about 2,400 calories. So the juices will give you the caloric value that you're needing, and you're still going to have to do the very same thing that you would normally do, which is exercise, and you'll have the strength to do the stuff that you need to do. You won't drop off at any kind of point with the 3-day juice cleanse. The great thing about the cleanse is you'll give your body the necessary time allotted that it needs to not worry about chewing any foods and digesting any foods and breaking down anything. And that's really the most important thing to this particular juice cleanse. Will you lose weight? Possibly, all right? Will it help you with dealing with ailments like arthritis and high blood pressure, diabetes, and all this type of stuff? It quite possibly can. When we're talking about diabetics, I would just kind of be careful with, the fructose that is in apple juice and grape juice and stuff like that. So just don't take your sugar levels skyrocketed. But for a diabetic, I would just say stick with the carrot juice for 3 days straight. Okay. So particular people, depending on what you got going on, will have different variations of what they should do with the juice cleanse. Nonetheless, the 3-day juice cleanse is for each and every one of us. There's nobody excluded. You may have to, can't do the 3 different juices. You may have to stick to 1. You may have to stick to 2, or you may could do all 3. Nonetheless, it all could be done by each and every one of us. Also, too, you want to know the value of knowing when to do these particular juice cleanse, and that comes down to knowing when is your fasting time. And I got a lot of videos on medical astrology telling you when is a great time to fast. You guys need to check those videos out. I may leave a link to those up at top there so that you can kind of understand all of that and what that entails. You can also too go on our platform, Facebook, Instagram, where I kind of put out what are some of the August dates for each and every sign. We have about 2.5 to 3 days per sign. Each one of us have a designated time that we should be able to fast. And during the fast, we should also introduce this juice cleanse in that fast. Now, when we're talking about fasting, we're not just talking about the 3-day juice cleanse. When we fast, we're also too not allowing ourselves to be susceptible to any negative energy for that matter. I mean, if you're used to watching negative programming on TV, if you're used to watching, hearing negative content through the radio, we would ask that you would just subside from all those things as well. Even when we're talking about sex, and I know this is going to be big for a lot of people. Everybody ain't going to like this one right here. But again, too, you want to keep your energy level up. You want to sustain some of your energy. And so we say abstain from sex as well for your fasting time, okay? So you just think about that. You're not speaking any evil. You're not hearing any evil. You're not You're not putting out any unneeded, unnecessary energy, sexual wise. So what you're doing is you're building yourself back up. Okay, you're building yourself back up. You're building your cells, and you're pretty much going through cell therapy, and you're building everything back up to its optimal level without anything taken away from you. You know, a lot of negative energy that we hear and see, sometimes it takes away from us, and we don't even understand it. We don't even know it. We don't even recognize what it's doing to us as far as a cellular standpoint, but it does do things from a cellular standpoint. So the most we can do in our 3 days is fast and abstain from all negative energies and from all unnecessary energy. All right. And sex, unfortunately, is what we call an unnecessary thing that you don't necessarily have to do within this fasting period. Okay. So, and also too, you know, a lot of times when we have sex, we give ourselves to another person. So that's giving off energy to somebody else. That's giving away energy to something else at a time where you're trying to rejuvenate and you're trying to reconstruct and rebuild. Okay. So you want to keep everything that you have. You want to try to maintain this discipline. And I understand that the biggest, and I've realized that the biggest thing to health is being disciplined. Okay. Be disciplined. This teaches you discipline, not only in how you eat, but also in how you think. Okay. And how you feel. Okay. All these things build that discipline, because we're all going to need this discipline. A lot of the reasons of why we're even in some of the health ruts we're in is because we're undisciplined in a lot of areas, especially dealing with food and especially dealing with sex. That's why you have such of a sex crave going on in our society. All right. So we need to learn how to curtail ourselves. We need to learn how to challenge ourselves to be more disciplined in certain areas. You need to give your body rest. And I call this, again, overconsumption. We're over consuming all things to do with materialism, food, sex. And we just need to understand that we need to give ourselves some type of discipline. And that's really what a diet is giving yourself some type of discipline in a world where you could do and eat whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. You can consume how much you want. It's going to be very hard to practice discipline when you have the foot on the gas like that in your society, in our society. But we just need to understand that the great people of the world, the great people who have gotten to where they wanted to be at, whether it be a goal, whether it be a challenge, whether it be an agenda, they had some form of discipline. And if we can just use that, if we can teach ourselves how to be disciplined, then we could all get to where we're trying to get to, health-wise, monetary-wise, and life-wise as a whole. Now, the L.O.V.E. detox, I wanted to speak on that just for a second, because a lot of people run away from the 21 day, and this is, again, where you're building discipline, you're building character, you're building a new tradition within your life where, okay, during this 21 day detox, of course, you're detoxing. So you know that you can't go off the hills and eat this and eat that and drink this and drink that. And what you're doing is you're building discipline. Now, we've all heard that if you do anything for 21 days, it becomes a habit. So this detox is habit forming, not necessarily that you need to take the detox all the time. That's not the habit that you're going to form. You're going to form a habit in how you're eating. You're going to form a habit in your body of how you're constructing your body. Now your body is going to get used to eating this particular foods. It's going to get used to having this amount of foods in a day. Okay. It's going to get used to a particular weight that you've came down to. And then your metabolism, your blood sugar levels, okay, your cholesterol levels all will get used and get set into this particular balance. Where they was up here first, the detox brings you here and then balance you out and makes it more habitual in this area than in this area. Okay. So that's what you want to look forward to. It forms habits within the body. It's not addictive, nor is it habit forming as far as the detox. You're not going to need it every day. Even when you take the detox, we suggest that you do 6 days, 1 day off, 6 days, 1 day off, 6 days, 1 day off. Okay, and you should be good to go with that, and you should be finished with the detox in that particular period of time. But we say the 6 days and the 1 day off because everybody needs a day off from anything that you're taking. That is how you continue to not allow things to be habit forming, right? And you also too give your body rest from what you're doing to it, from what the herbs are doing to it, from what the foods are doing to it. I don't care what you're doing. Give your body some rest, okay? So it doesn't matter what detox you're taking. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You need to give your body some rest, and that's what we practice and preach over here at L.O.V.E Value Essentials. So with the L.O.V.E Detox, it's 21 days so that you can form a habit within your body of balancing back out, of coming down to levels in several different categories that you need to have optimal health. All right, so don't be afraid of the 21 day. It is a very, 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 very studied program. You can research the 21 day solutions all across Google and you'll find different ones. Okay, so I'm not the first one to create the 21 day cycle, but I do understand the psychological effects that come behind a 21 day process. I also too understand the physiological aspects that come behind a 21 day program, as well as what we can do from a physical standpoint and healing our bodies and you know, bringing ourselves back down to normality when we're talking about harmonizing and balancing out our bodies. All right, so you definitely want to get that stuff taken care of. Sorry about that. I don't know, you know, people know I'm on the tube here. They want to call me. But you definitely want to research the 21 day rejuvenation system. I L.O.V.E Detox is one of our greatest creations ever. You definitely want to start there first. If you're dealing with any type of situation, you want to go weight loss, if you're dealing with cancer, if you're dealing with diabetes, if you're dealing with arthritis, if you're dealing with metabolism issues, if you're dealing with autoimmune issues, if you're dealing with hemorrhoidal issues, if you're dealing with blood issues, sickle cell, all this types of stuff, you want to start detoxing first, all right? And you want to get into a place to where you're not just looking for weight loss, you're not just looking for this, and you're not just looking for that, but you're looking for a holistic approach to your situation. And the L.O.V.E Detox is definitely one of the greatest things that can get you started in that holistic process. It'll get your mind right. It'll get you disciplined enough to take on the responsibility of being healthy. And it'll just give you a great starting point to the rest of your life when you're talking about health. All right. So with that being said, again, if you want to do the 3-day juice cleanse, you can start with 1 full day, 1 gallon of carrot juice a day. And then you can do the second day, 1 gallon of apple juice, and the third day, 1 gallon of grape juice. Okay. Make sure these are all 100% juices. You can't have no additives, no preservatives, no concentrates, no nothing. Just 100% juice is all you need. And it does the body good. It'll get you to where you want to go. If you can't do anything else but that, I would suggest you do the 21 day L.O.V.E Detox. And then from there on out, implement the 3-day juice cleanse in your life for the rest of your life. All right. This is all, man. I love you guys, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I'm your homie Herb, man. And until next time, peace. Yes, sir.